Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
And I'm Sam.
This is Counterfeit Christianity. Sam told me this cool story yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, and you were talking about a story about what happened with Stalin sometimes.
Yeah, it's an anecdotal story. Some people say it's true, some people say it's not. It's hard. It was behind the Iron Curtain in the Soviet Union, but he went to give a speech, and at the end of the speech, or during the speech, someone got up and started clapping. And once they started clapping, everyone stood up in the crowd and started clapping. And apparently it went on for 10 to 20 minutes, this clapping, and then people were, their hands hurt. Imagine 10, 20 minutes of clapping. Like, maybe your hands are bleeding at that point,
And you probably have to furiously clap to look the best, right?
Probably.
Clapping. Yeah.
Anyway, the story goes that there was a gentleman who was unwell and old, and he gave up clapping and he sat down. And within a millisecond of him stopping clapping and sitting down in the stands, everybody sat down because they finally saw their chance.
I can imagine it. It's like I'm picturing a scene looking from Stalin's point of view. He's probably with an amphitheater. He sits down, then it just sort of waves from that place out, and everyone eventually sits down, like whoosh, sits down like a Mexican
wave.
Yeah.
Well, the story goes that then Stalin had him pointed out in the crowd and had him killed.
Yeah.
Or sent to a gulag in Siberia, depending on which version of the story.
Right. Yeah.
But
whatever it was, it's not good.
It's an interesting story.
Yeah. If it's true or not, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And what has that got to do with us and what we're talking about? And that would be, it probably relates a little bit to Christian fragility.
And the death cult.
And the death cult.
Yeah.
But, we think we're the guys that have sat down.
Yeah.
We all lived in fear. We lived in fear as well of the church and hell and, judgment and sin. And it's just fear. The church is all about fear and death. But then we decided to sit down.
Because we were a part of it for a while.
Yeah, we were.
We were clapping really hard.
We were integral parts of it. Like, I was in ministry training college and
I was
youth
like a
leadership
missionary and stuff.
All sorts of stuff. But, God found us. And while everyone's clapping, and I better keep giving my tithes to the pastor, and I better do what he says because he's God's, instrument, and fear. And me and you went, no.
It feels like God just came in between us. I see a picture in my head. God came in between us, like, you guys can sit down. This ain't it. And then we did it.
And the whole point of everything that we're doing is that we want other people to go, I don't have to be afraid anymore. I can sit down too. I can be free and live a life and know a loving God.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah. And
sit down.
Yeah. If you're feeling like there's something in the church that doesn't make sense, then sit down.
Sit down. And when all the other crazy people get scared and tell you to stand back up, stay sitting down.
Yeah. And that's what's happening to us, all the people screaming at us.
Just think to yourself, if your God's going to punish you for sitting down, who is he? Who is your God? Because he's not the one I know.
No. Just look at the fruit. Is that your God? God doesn't do that sort of thing. Yeah. That's pretty much the whole thing today, right?
Yeah,
You're allowed to sit down. Yeah.
Sit down.
You already said yeah, right? Yeah, all right. Give us another one.
Yeah, right.
All right. See ya.